guys, Louie here, and good morning. Welcome to the weekend. I'm glad we made it. We just got a little look at the birds having breakfast. And you know what the best thing I've done this week, and I'm going to highly recommend it to you, is I went ahead, after 7 years of watching ads on YouTube, I went ahead and bought the premium subscription. I think it's about $11 a month. And I can't tell you how enjoyable it is to watch all of your videos without ads. As you know, they've pretty much doubled the number of ads on YouTube as they've cut the revenue in half. Absolutely. So I highly recommend it. It really is so nice and a lot safer if you're watching YouTube, you know, for like an hour and a half, you know, in your car or whatever every day. Boy, not having those ads is really a treat. Well worth the money. So what you have in front of you here are some pandas. These are the 30-gram pandas, which in the past I have bought in the 15 coin sheet. And those have stored very nicely. I also said I'd give you a look at the baby panda. I can't recall if this was 2014 or 2016. These are little half-ounce guys created by the Shanghai Mint, and with a limited mintage of 2014 coins or medals, if you will. Very, very cute. Alright, and then back around 2016, I picked up the 5-ounce Chinese commemorative. This is 150 gram, 50 yuan. And boy, what a beautiful, beautiful metal that is. This one is perfect, has stored well in the shrink wrap. And these are lovely. In comparison to the 1 ounce, they are just monstrous. And anyway, I totally enjoy having these. Glad to see they've held up well. And I don't think you can find a better struck coin anywhere than these. But I'm not buying many Chinese coins these days. However, this is another one of those guilty pleasures. Alright, so let's take a look at what the metals did last week. Another really impressive week for physical assets as opposed to fiat currency. There is no end to the money printing, and more people are catching on that you know, this is something that is going to really be useful to preserve your wealth over time. We had gold staying firmly above the 1800 resistance, or now it is support, so at 1811 it's up a little bit. We had silver, clearly the star of the week again, up to 1932, hanging on easily to the 19 handle. Even in the face of a massive smackdown on Thursday, it came back up significantly on Friday. And, you know, that I think there's more of that to come. Don't give up on silver. You're going to be really happy with it. So as I said, gold is increasing, but you can see the rate of increase is slowing as we get up here into the top end of gold, pushing its highs, whereas silver's increase is increasing. It's accelerating, now up 7.23% for the year, and I think there is more to come. The Dow eking out about 600 points, now down 7.61%, but looking just awful as there is a rotation occurring out of the high-flying momentum stocks and into other stocks. Yeah, not the place I want my money. And we had platinum coming up from $812 up to $831, now down about 15% for the year. Slow, steady increase for platinum, which I think will increase, will continue in the midterm. I think you'd be really happy with your platinum investments over a little longer period of time. It's really simple, the psychology of the precious metals investing community. I mean, you know, gold is always number one, but when it starts to look expensive, you start to look at silver and other alternatives, and platinum is one of those alternatives from a historical perspective. While it is an industrial metal, just like silver, a lot of people remember $2,000 platinum. That's all it's going to take is gold staying strong. Platinum's going to start catching up, in my opinion. So even more impressive than the silver spot price is the miner of silver baskets I put together about a month ago, now up 18.72% in such a short period of time. So people are recognizing that silver is strong and getting stronger, and that's going to be good for the silver miners. I favor the silver miners over the gold miners here. Base metals, as I told you a week or two ago, I think the return of inflation, which is the government's goal here to inflate their way out of debt, stealing that money from you, base metals are catching a bid in spite of the doldrums of the economy. People are recognizing that base metals are going to be useful in the future. That portfolio up 6.64% since I put it together a couple of weeks ago. All right, so I'm going to give you my reasons why silver is going to keep going up. I have 5 reasons here, but I think I actually got to about 7 of them. Silver's momentum is undeniable. You can see the rapid movements lately off the V bottom, and I see no reason to think that that momentum is going to stop. It just is very powerful right now, and more people are identifying it. Mine production has been curtailed significantly as a result of the virus, and that is creating a real shortage of materials. Even though industry is using less, all you have to do is have demand exceed supply, and you have an explosive situation. Number 3, investor demand is increasing. As I said, people go to gold first, then they start looking at silver, and I showed you a couple of weeks ago that demand in the SLV is at super highs. Theoretically, they buy an ounce of silver for every share you buy, and that silver has got to come from somewhere for Joe Investor to get what they want. There also seems to be a run on the COMEX. Now, as you know, the COMEX is basically there to help futures traders hedge their bets. But what we're seeing more and more right now is that investors are standing for delivery for their COMEX, and that is going to put a tremendous strain on the physical market. People want their silver, and they want it at these cheap prices. Yes, $19.50, $19.30 is a cheap price historically. Gold is just a couple $100s from its high, while silver is way off from its all-time high. Which is the better investment? Do you want to buy high, or do you want to buy low? I think people are seeing that silver has some catching up to do here after years of suppression. How is it suppressed? Well, companies like JP Morgan, who hold physical, were able to short the silver market and then buy back, always having that physical as their backstop. And what just happened? They were found guilty of rigging the market in a RICO charge and told to knock it off. So I think that JP Morgan has taken their short positions way down, and they're letting it run. Perhaps they're doing this to support the COMEX, because I don't think the COMEX will survive if the prices stay artificially low here in the 19s. So it is now to their benefit to let it run. Of course, they have at least 100 million ounces themselves. Wouldn't hurt them much. But in a period of rising inflation, as the government does seem to want to inflate everything, again, stealing money out of the mouths of the poor and middle class, stealing food out of the mouths of the poor and the middle class, physical assets have got to increase. It's just the way it's going to be. So, there you go. My conclusion is silver is going up from here. Normally, I would say be cautious, etc., etc. Look for the pullbacks. But you saw a pullback on Thursday, and it took a nanosecond for silver to recover. So I think the pullbacks are to be bought at this point. Also, I think that if you look at the people that watch technical charts, trade the stock market, and trade the silver market and the ETFs, etc., they're all saying that the charts are really setting up for a major move. So I'd rather be in it before the major move than after it. I don't think your time is long to get into this investment if that is what you want to do. And of course, if there is a pullback, if you know the markets could pull back, there could be another liquidity crunch. But we saw what happened last time. The recovery was dramatic and quick, and the physical price barely notched down a hair. Physical is its own market, and it will always command a physical price. Paper is paper, and generally people are just making money on the ups and the downs. But I think physical is the driver in this market, and holding it is your best option. So, what are your thoughts? Do you disagree? I know a lot of you do. That you think that it's overpriced, and you recommend that people wait to get in. If you've got a stack and you've been stacking at the lows, this is the payoff coming very quickly. If you haven't, I think it is time to get in with low premium silver. As the entire community told you recently, don't be paying $30 for a silver eagle. But I think you could pay 23 all day long and be perfectly fine for a nice run in the future. My preference would probably be the $1 to $2 over spot generic at this point, or even premium coins if they're only $3 to $4 over spot. But you choose. It's a wide world. You know what's actually doing the best from what I've seen recently? I saw a piece of my poured silver selling for $40 an ounce the other day on eBay, and I was like, whoa, I never charged more than $5 over spot for my silver. But poured silver, people are paying through the nose for it, guys. So maybe Silver Slacker will be the king of the new silver world. All right, guys, that's all I have now. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye now.